Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another day of Empowerment Week. Today we have Dianne, sorry, from the Kelly Brush Foundation, talking about adaptive sports. Super excited about this. So I will hand it over to her.
Hi, thanks for having me. So I'll just do like a little introduction about myself, kind of where I'm at currently, and then I'll introduce what I'm doing with the Kelly Brush Foundation, and then I'll introduce and kind of share my screen, and kind of demo the Active project, which is the new digital platform for adaptive sports within the Kelly Brush Foundation. Um, and then we can just kind of open it up to questions and discussion, if that works. If anyone has questions while I'm talking, feel free to raise your hand or pop anything into the chat. So like I said, I'm Diane. I'm from a small town in upstate New York called Skinny Atlas. It's one of the Finger Lakes up there. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a niece, I'm an aunt, I'm a friend. I enjoy traveling and really all things fitness and being active in the outdoors. I played lacrosse in college, and then after my injury, I tried a variety of adaptive sports. My favorites became sailing and cycling and skiing. Professionally, I am a physician assistant by trade. I started my career as a surgical physician assistant back in 2018, but did have to put that on hold for 2 years after sustaining my spinal cord injury in 2020. I had a fall off of a ladder while I was working and living in Syracuse, New York, and broke my neck at the C6 level. So I have a C6 spinal cord injury, complete ASIA A. So I'm paralyzed from my chest down, and have good use of my upper body, but very limited use of my fingers. So my grasp isn't too great. I use active hands a lot when I'm doing adaptive sports, which is just like these gloves that go over my hands to help me grip. Um, since my injury, I've kind of just been tireless in redefining my life and just creating a new identity for myself, because being an athlete and PA was really all I knew. At the time I started, like right at the time of my injury, I started an Instagram page. It's kind of like just a fun way to thank my community for all their support. I got a lot of support from my friends and family, and I just wanted to show them kind of how hard I was working to get my life back. And um, I felt like I needed to earn their support. So I wanted to show them how hard I was working. And now it's kind of like my little baby because it's quickly evolved as like this platform for me to connect with others that are going through similar traumatic, life threatening events. And it was the first time that I kind of got a sense of purpose back, aside from having fun posting all my adventures. I'm a storyteller, and I'm real, and I cry and I share my struggles, which I feel like just kind of humanizes the person in the wheelchair. It made me realize that just because I need a lot of help, doesn't mean I still can't help others, and help educate people and just inspire people. So that Instagram page kind of catapulted me into believing in myself and believing that I could get back to work as a PA. So 2 years after my injury, I went back to work part-time in telehealth medicine as a psychiatric PA. And I've been just always enjoyed giving back and taking care of others in some way, shape, or form, and really just being kind to one another and treating each other like human beings, right? After my injury and through adversity, this passion just amplified. I saw firsthand how cruel the healthcare system can treat people and just spit them out, and this caused me to kind of be obsessed with fighting back, and trying to figure out like what really drives people to be resilient and determined and to adapt a perspective of hope and gratitude when faced with these unfair, traumatic, life-shattering events. And then how can I help people get there? Am I even there? How did I get there? So these questions have opened doors for me as I've kind of been consumed with networking and being on podcasts and just talking with people from all different backgrounds of trauma, trying to figure out what the secret is. And with time, I became comfortable and confident in expressing myself as someone who has gone through trauma, and to not be ashamed of identifying myself as a disabled woman, and branding myself as an SCI mentor, an ambassador, as well as a disability and mental health advocate. And I think branding myself in this way has allowed me to just feel comfortable and confident in myself to start a support group for younger individuals living with spinal cord injury within the Boston chapter of United Spinal. I live in Boston now. So now I'm a peer mentor with SCI Boston and Empower SCI, which is another nonprofit spinal cord injury organization. I've learned that trauma can happen to anyone, and a lot of times we're not prepared for it and don't really know how to cope with it. So now my future goals kind of just consist of creating community around me to instill hope in others and kind of just reassure people that the fight is not lost, right? And even some days I have to convince myself of that still. But aside from support groups, I also do like enjoy just getting active while encouraging others to do the same. So that kind of brings me to my work with the Kelly Brush Foundation. I started working with the Kelly Brush Foundation maybe about 6 months ago, and they are an adaptive, or they are a nonprofit that work to encourage people with spinal cord injuries to get outside and recreate, whether that be with adaptive sports or just adaptive recreation in general. So I'll kind of move on to share my screen so I can show you guys just a little PowerPoint I brought up. One second as I kind of learn how to do this. Share my screen. Okay. You guys see yeah. Let me just. Sorry. All right. So this is kind of my new team. My two new Kelly Brush Foundation has about 10 full-time employees, but these people are part of my team that I'm working with now. So I'm the new Kelly Brush Foundation Hospital Implementation Coordinator, which kind of just means I'm going into the hospitals and meeting with healthcare providers to teach them how to introduce adaptive sports to their patients in the hospital. So a little bit about our agenda. I'm just going to talk about the Kelly Brush Foundation and the importance of sports. I'll introduce the active project, and then we'll just open it up for conversation and questions. So the Kelly Brush Foundation is kind of just a little bit background about Kelly Brush. The Kelly Brush Foundation, we are best known for our grants program, but it's important to talk about kind of how we got there, I think. So Kelly Brush was an NCAA skier who was struck by an unprotected lift tower in 2006 while she was racing at Middlebury College. And she was instantly paralyzed from the chest down. Luckily, she was able to go to a world-class facility, Craig Hospital, where she was quickly introduced to adaptive sports and the world of activities available to her post-injury. Though Kelly and her family, they quickly realized how difficult it was to afford adaptive sports, especially the equipment. And so they gave their first grant in 2007, and now they give over $1 million per year in adaptive sports equipment, helping people with spinal cord injuries return to sports. And along the way, through Kelly's experiences and really those of thousands of others in our community, we've identified several other key areas in the road from injury to independence and have created programs to address each one of them. So to date, we've given over 1,700 grants for equipment and have helped hundreds more through scholarships for first-time experiences. So those could be like if you want to go to try out an adaptive sport, but need help with travel expenses, their scholarship for those first-time experience travel expenses, or other like expenses that a first-time expense or first-time trying an adaptive sport would need. We also have camps that build skills and community, and then other outreach programs. And so that brings us to our active project, our newest digital platform for adaptive sports. And it's really to address one of the most important gaps in adaptive recreation, because getting active and getting equipment is really hard, but just learning where, like how all that is possible might be really even harder. So in the weeks and months after someone is just learning so much about their life, all while navigating this incredibly difficult emotional process, that adaptive sports is like the last thing on people's mind. So we've created this platform so it's just easier to check back in, know what's going on in your community. It's a resource that helps individuals with disabilities, their families, their friends, their care providers, whether it's showing them something they thought would never be possible or just getting them signed up to receive emails about events in your area. Kind of just, it's something that you can sign up to and then always check back to if one day you find that you're interested in an adaptive sport. But we'll kind of come back again. You'll get newsletters. So it's kind of like always there. You're always being flashed with that. But I wanted to kind of take a minute to, why are sports even important in the first place? We say sports. Why is recreating so important? A lot of people recreate to be competitive, or just to have fitness, or to have endurance, pushing themselves to get outside, social connection, the health benefits, circulation, maybe to improve pain. All of those things can be fixed with sports. But what counts as adaptive sports? And a lot of times we see adaptive sports as these like extreme athletes, and this is the image of adaptive sports that we think is the only thing possible. But and that's true, and this gives a lot of people inspiration. But adaptive sports can also look like this: hiking, lawn games, running, going on a walk, going to the gym, lifting some weights, cornhole, darts, shuffleboard, BOSI, all of these things, all terrain chairs that allow people to explore the outdoors again. Like what is possible for an individual, and really it's endless. So many sports can be adapted to work for up to the highest levels of injury. Tetra ski, power soccer. I was just talking to someone yesterday that used a power wheelchair and was operating with his head controls. He said that he races actually in a Tetra ski and just went to a ski race and was beaten by someone who used a sip and puff Tetra ski. So like, regardless of your disability, regardless of your injury, high injury, low injury, there is something for you. And the opportunities are endless. Even if you weren't before your injury doing a specific sport, there's new opportunities. Again, like I said, I really had to redefine my life and create this whole new identity for myself. I was a lacrosse player, and I was a healthcare worker, and now I am a skier, a biker, and work in the adaptive sports industry. So I've totally redefined myself, and you can too. I was actually never a biker before my injury, and now hand cycling was something that I found in the hospital, and I treated it strictly as another way for me to maximize my functional return. So I only got PT for an hour, OT for an hour. If I was lucky, I got a third session, but sometimes I never did. So I used rec therapy as basically another PT session. I treated my cycling session as a way to just like get more functional return. And then I fell in love with cycling. Another one of my colleagues, Matt here, he was injured and never biked before his injury. He never was a mountain biker. After his injury, he got into biking. He decided to move to Utah. He now lives in an adaptive van. He travels all around and just bikes with other people. He uses the Active Project platform to find people in his area wherever he travels to, and he connects with them to go biking wherever. So he's just, he's a whole totally different person. Other realities for adaptive sports, camps, people recreating independently with family, not necessarily, you don't have to go to an adaptive sports program. Once you get your own equipment through maybe a Kelly Brush grant, you can go use this equipment with your family and just be able to recreate and do the things that they do with your adaptive piece of equipment. So the active projects, how does this factor into all of this? I've kind of been touching on it throughout, but it really allows you to quickly learn about sports that may be a fit. so that you can, it eliminates a barrier. It allows you to find programs nearby, events coming up, peers in a sport that may honestly become someone's best friend, right? I make a lot of friends simply just around sports. I'll go because I like the sport, and then I'll meet someone and need someone to do that sport with me, and then we end up becoming friends. That happens a lot, actually. Um, and then again, like I said, you'll get monthly digest of events in your area, interesting news stories and content, and really your community is waiting. So I do want to take out, I'm gonna share this screen. So can you still see my screen? Okay, so this is the active project. This is the active project website. So you go to like sports here. You land on the website and it's all here for you. Let's pick a sport. We could really do anything, and we're constantly adding new sports all the time. So really, whatever you see here, there's pickleball, swimming, tennis, surfing, rugby, golf. So let's click basketball. Learn all about it. You can see how it works. Look at the equipment. How to transport your basketball chair, which is not the easiest thing to do when you're sitting in your own wheelchair. So there's tips, there's tricks for cool things you can do all while you're playing, all things that give you a sense of that sport, what it's like, and hopefully helps you picture yourself doing it. Ways to transfer, tips and tricks, rules, equipment, transport. So you really get excited about trying basketball and want to find out where to do this. So, oops. So you can go to this map. And this is one of the coolest things about the Active Project, and something that does not exist anywhere else. So say I'm gonna go to Boston, but so say one of you wanted to come to Boston. Go to here. We would zoom in. And so the blue houses show you on the map areas, adaptive sports programs. So Adaptive Sports New England has swimming, rowing, basketball, sailing, track and field. And here by sport, you can see that basketball is in the queue here, the filter here. So that's why only basketball is showing up. And then if I want to find someone to play basketball with, okay, here's a little yellow person. Alex V plays basketball in Massachusetts. I can go to their profile, we can chat. And there's forums on here if you know, just general questions about basketball that you can start talking, having a discussion. You really can use this map in lots of different ways. And really, this injury can be so isolating. So there are many awesome people doing the same thing. Let's just connect us all, right? Let's get the people together. And each program in person can create your own profile so you can learn more and connect with them. So I encourage each one of you to go on the Active Project, create a profile. You can put in what sports you would be interested in. Again, I'll go to the sports page just to show you what we have so far, but we're constantly adding new sports to this. Here's some fishing. I'm not sure if we have fishing videos yet, but we're in the process of getting some fishing videos. But again, it shows you other adaptive equipment in the area that's similar around fishing, adaptive boats, adaptive kayaks. So we'll get some of those actual equipment in there. And here's golf. Golf is a really great one as well. So we do have some great golf transfers, tips and tricks. If you want to look at some equipment, there's different equipment options. Solar rider. I don't golf. Anyone golf here? No. But let's see, what sports here, anyone would you be interested? Anyone interested in golf? Let's see. So for this video, we can just take a look.
So I'm in my golf chair, I'm ready to go, I'm all strapped in. So all the controls are right here. It moves with this little joystick, it goes side.
Oops.
Right here, it moves with this little joystick, it can go side to side, it can go forward and back. And the cool thing about it is it stands you up. So you press this button to put you up, the other one will put you down. I can grab a club right over here. Head on up, stand me all the way up, and make sure my feet are in a good position so they're flat on the ground. I touch my chest strap, and I can make it swing.
So that's pretty cool. Anyone interested in golf? Let's see, we have something in the chat here. Pickleball is very interesting. All right, let's see if we have any pickleball videos yet. I think we do not have any pickleball videos yet, but we're working on that. I'm sorry. But that's maybe you can pickleball. Let's get some videos. You can be on our website. But create a profile, and the more people that we're getting signed up, the more videos that we'll have lots of, if you create a profile and you're very interested in pickleball and you put that on there, we'll see that, and that'll give us a little push. So but open to questions, comments. Have you guys tried recreating, or what did you recreate before your injury? What sports did you play before your injury, and did you get into any since then? Basketball and softball, okay. Lori, Chris, and Dawn. A big tricycle, okay. And are we with spinal cord injury, or what type of disabilities? Okay. So we're also going to have a disability feature function within the website. So you'll be able to see what sports would be like best for specific disabilities or specific functionalities. That'll also be a filter feature. golf. Let's check out more of those golf videos. And really walk through that. So I can never find the screen share button, I'm sorry. All right, so we'll go to sports. We'll go to golf. Oh, can you see? Sorry. Okay. So golf. How would we transfer into one of these golf chairs? Let's see Kelly doing that.
All right, I'm going to show you and transfer into my golf chair. So this is a pair golfer that I'm getting into. So I try to come up right beside him. I usually find coming in the front is easiest. I try to get around the wheel as best I can and tuck my foot plate underneath the other foot plate. Put one foot up there so it doesn't get in my way too much. Set my brakes. Scoop forward to get myself ready. I have one hand here and one hand over here so it doesn't get into my way. And then I do a big move over. My feet up. Right.
So that was a good transfer. But see here that it says transfers in pair golfer, and it says that she is a T7 injury. So Steve is a T12. So as we get more people and more videos, instructional videos, that'll have different disabilities doing these things. Let's talk about maybe yeah, these golfer straps. See what this is.
So here, get the seatbelt on. In a pair golfer, I like to get my seatbelt on. Get my knee strap. But I have this strap with it. Get it on. Have one foot on the right side. Go with one foot on the left side. Just get that in. Snug it up. Snug it up right to your legs there. Got a little more. You get in, you just want to make sure. Get your fingers down there. Pitching too hard. Thing I like to do. Remove. Get the split strap. That's all nice and snug. Just a little bit. Got the seatbelt on. Do the chest strap. Go across. Across here. With a little stretch to do.
Can you guys hear the computer audio? Okay.
Gotta be a little loose because the chair is gonna be going up and down. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the machine on. Get myself in position, just to see if I can stand up. Standing up. That's it.
Let's see, some tips and tricks, how someone would swing with with using this.
Everybody needs to adapt with their disability. As far as, in my case, I have found out that I need to have wider stands. This comes from a lot of trial and error and a lot of practicing. So I have a wider stance. And this also is not just for driving, but for putting and for chipping. So therefore, as you can see, it's easy for me to address the ball because I have more stability with my feet.
Not bad, not bad swing there. Barely can hear it, huh? Okay. How do those videos look to everyone? Yes, yes. So some you can look to see where they will be expensive, especially this golfing piece of equipment. But a lot of the times golfing country clubs will have this piece of equipment. So another great thing about the active project is you can search you're interested in golfing, and then it'll pop up what country clubs in your area or what adaptive sports programs in your area have one of these pieces of equipment. And so then you can just message them, you can contact them, you can click the link that'll be already attached in the active project, and that'll send you to that organization page. You can call them, sign up, or what have you. And a lot of the times, you know, that's an option too. Okay, country clubs usually have a fee, or adaptive sports programs usually have a fee, but that's a great opportunity. You can apply for our first experience grant or scholarship. And there's plenty of grants out there, plenty of scholarships out there, and not just within, the Kelly Brush Foundation, but there are a lot of scholarships out there that are available for people with disabilities, depending on your disability level, of course, but you know, whether it's a spinal cord injury or just paralysis, spina bifida, some sort of degenerative or, genetic disability, there are options for funding for these things. Because yeah, unfortunately it is expensive. And that's another reason too, like we'll have links onto the active project that will show you where you can buy these, but also where you can get funding and where there's grant opportunities. So we're going to be getting a grant finder. So you can type in your disability, you can type in what sport, and it'll pop up and show you what grants are available for you or what funding opportunities are available for you, because we are completely aware that these things are not cheap. And that's why Kelly started this foundation to begin with, right? But she started it as a grant funding or grant foundation to give grants to people to go and either purchase their own adaptive equipments or get funding. What other questions? Any other sports on here? Let's see. That interest anyone? Anyone interested in skiing? Winter's almost over, but all right, let's check out some of these skiing videos. So for alpine skiing, scroll down. So there's mono skis, there's bi skis, and then 4-track outriggers and the tetra ski. So Lori, you said, do you have core function? No core function. Do you have any leg function or movement?
No, I'm a T4 para.
T4 para. Okay, thank you. That helps. So you would probably be in either a bi or mono ski. We'll do. There's lots of different options for mono skis. And then you can go through and kind of learn about those and click as you would like. Oops. For transfers and transport we have. So we're getting more videos on this, but we'll see Emily transfer into her chair.
So getting into my mono, I move my feet.
Nope. Sorry.
So getting into my mono, I move my feet over from my chair. I like my chair at a sharper angle. I find it easier to get out of. And I like being near something to hold on to. So I tip my bucket over, put a hand again on the far side, one on my chair, and kind of scooch myself forward. I flip myself over, grab onto my support, kind of move my legs a bit, and wiggle my way in, and then move my feet. And reach it. Slowly. With mono, I like my chair at an angle. I tip my ski over into my chair. I put a hand on a far wheel and one on the back of my bucket and pop myself over and then pull my feet out and tip my ski back to the rack.
Thanks, Dawn. So here is Greg. He's a T4 para as well.
When you go to transfer into your monoski, it's really important to find a good place to lean your ski next to if you want to do it independently. So if you pull into the parking lot of the ski hill and able to access the ski hill via right from your car, it's a really good spot to get your ski out of the car and lean it up against the back of your trunk. You can lean on that, and that way you can hop into your chair. If you're more on the slopes, have to get your ski up there. You can use the ski rack, which is super important. What I usually do, some sort of picnic benches out there or a railing of a deck, that works the best. So that way you have something next to you when you go to transfer in. If it tips over, you can lean on something and have that steady process as your balance is kind of not all there once you get into it and you're not all strapped in. So once you have a good spot all set up for yourself, have your outriggers out and ready to go to grab on too as well. Again, you're going to kind of approach the ski on a 45-degree angle is what I do. I like to put my left foot into the footrest first. So that way, when I go to transfer over, I already have my weight moving over and I can keep this leg out. So from here, I'm gonna get the left side of my ski. I'm gonna push my weight up and over, and I'm gonna still hold on to my chair as a balance point. Then I also have the wall in this case, or a ski rack of the car, whatever you want to lean against, as another anchor for it. Once I'm here, I'm gonna lean up, make sure my butt's up. I can balance myself to make sure I'm good and centered. Get my one and left right cheek in. Once I feel I'm balanced, grab the other leg, push myself in. Now I'm in the ski, have my hands here. I'm gonna move my backrest up a little bit. That way I have some more room. I'm nice and dialed in. Get my legs straight. Into the footrest. Chairs here. Outriggers are here. I'm now balanced. I'm able to strap myself in. Get ready to go. Get my outriggers on. Go ski up the left.
And then in terms of transporting, another video for if you have your own monoski or sit ski to transport it into a bag.
If you want to fly around the country of the world to go skiing, I use a hockey goalie bag. It's got 3 wheels in the back, and it's got a pull strap in the front to be able to pull the whole ski around. So I'm gonna fit my whole ski in here, my outriggers, and a bag with all my clothes, and then I'll use an actual ski bag to carry the skis. I'll take some towels and some blankets, and I wrap the ski in there. That way it's nice and protected. And I've got it all over the place with this thing. I can't tell you how many times I've used it, and it works really, really well for me.
That's that. So I encourage you guys to go play around with it a little bit. You know, download the active project and sign up and find community, find sports, find you know, social connection. There's so many different good positive benefits that you can do or that you can get from sport and recreation. It's not just for physical exercise and not just for social connection. It's not just for competitiveness. It can be you know, whatever meets your goals and meets your needs. Thanks so much for being here and listening. Any other questions? It's great meeting you guys.
Sorry, I was muted. I said thank you so much, Dianne.
You're welcome.
If there are not any questions, we can go ahead and pop off, but I don't want to like rush anybody off if they don't want to get off. But thank you for sharing all your knowledge and information. Super excited to see all the I'm super excited to go to the website, honestly, and fool around with everything, you know. And like I know for myself, not being a spinal cord injury, it'll be a little bit different or whatever. But I'm excited to see it.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
you on it now?
Yeah.
Love it, Lori. Yes.
It's awesome. Yes.
Check it out and give us feedback. We definitely want feedback because we are, again, like I said, adding more sports all the time and adding to it every day. So
Yep. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Tomorrow we will have Brianna. She will be doing Organize Your Life. So if you have not signed up for that, definitely sign up. I will be there for sure. But yeah, if there are no questions, I'm going to reclaim the host too. Okay. All right. You guys have a good night.
you too. Bye.
Bye.